back to this sacred space. My name is Galu and I'm also known as the Scribe Priestess. And on this channel I make videos about spiritual practices, spiritual development, and our spiritual journey here on earth. And for the past weeks we have been going through the Zodiac Wheel and we have been studying the archetypal energies of the zodiac signs. And today we are continuing with the sign of Sagittarius. Before we actually enter the video, I just wanted to tell you guys that there is going to be an extended version of this video on my webpage. There I'm going to explain what it means to have a Sagittarius moon. In our birth chart, we have different placements, and a lot of the times we know what it means to have a sun sign or a rising sign, but the moon placement is actually also very important. So if you're interested to know more about this subject, you can go and check it out. I am going to leave down the link to my webpage. If you are curious enough, you can go and take a look at the extended library section, which is in the membership side. So without further ado, let's get started with today's video. So you guys, the energy of Sagittarius. This is an energy that is very different from where it's coming from. We are coming from the deep transformative energy of Scorpio into a very playful and adventurous energy, which is Sagittarius. If you see the symbol of Sagittarius, you're going to see a person who is with an arch and a bow just directing itself to the skies. And this is because Sagittarius is oriented to the sky. We are coming from this deep knowing in Scorpio that there is more out there that we can see with our senses. So in Scorpio, we just found out about the spiritual world, about esoteric concepts and mysticism, for example, that the energies are far more vast and far more profound than we already know them to be. Now in Sagittarius, the energy invites us to go deep into that. Sagittarius wants to understand the energies. So Sagittarius is the other polarity of Gemini. In Gemini, we are gathering information. So Gemini wants to know a lot about everything, and it's just gathering, accumulating everything that he can. Gemini is an information gatherer. But Sagittarius, what he wants to do is to go deep into this information. I'm gonna give an example. I don't know if you guys remember when you were in school or when you were learning something, so you just get this flow of information coming into you, this gathering of information in the school or at college, wherever you were studying. But Sagittarius is that energy that is integrating the information and becoming it yourself. That means that for me to actually grasp a concept, for me to actually understand the true meaning of what I am learning, I have to make it mine. That's the energy of Sagittarius. Sagittarius is trying to understand the information in such a deep level that you're making it yours and then you're expressing it in your own unique way. Sagittarius, it's a collective energy. It's not centered as in Gemini, for example, that it's centered to the self, to the I, to the ego. But Sagittarius is the collective. It's already a more broader and a more vast energy that is interconnecting everything to the others that surround them. When the energy of Sagittarius is being portrayed or manifested, is not just because I want to understand that, it's because by my understanding and my interpretation of this information, I am going to be able to communicate it to others and to actually understand how other people work, how the interconnectedness of everyone works. Sagittarius energy has to do with spirituality, but not only spirituality, but religion. So institutions. It's the creation of a meaning, a purpose, a definition of things, of concepts, for example. So Sagittarius energy wants to be able to communicate something to others in a broader way that unites everybody. That's why when the energy of Sagittarius is being manifested, you can see them in churches, in institutions that are gathered for a same project, for a same cause, or a same idea. It's ideology, is religions, is dogma also. So it has to do with this search for a profound meaning in life, for a profound devotional path that gathers the collective. So as I said, it's not a just me energy. I believe this is true, but it's trying to find the truth for everybody else. This is a very playful energy. It's going to be very good in socializing, very good in bringing people together, building bridges where connection and community needs to be built, and communicating things as they are, or this truth that this energy is bringing with. It is a mutable sign. That means that it's very flexible. It doesn't stay married to an idea, married to a concept. It likes to go and explore, go and know the world, go and try to understand what's happening beyond the boundaries and barriers cultures can have and societies can have. You can have another example of this idea of the manifested energy of Sagittarius is, you are reading a book about Buddhism and how the monks are living their lives in Tibet, and that's the energy of Gemini. So it's other polarity. It's the fact of learning and gathering information about this. But the energy of Sagittarius, what it's going to be asking for you to do is to actually take a plane and go to Tibet and live for months or a year with the Tibetan monks and learn about what really Buddhism is in the flesh. So it's this life experience that's going to be transforming myself. As I said, we need to always remember where the sign is coming from. And Scorpio was a very transformative, very profound, very developing, crucial energy for the integration of the self. So after this transformative, sometimes also challenging energy, we entered this part of a more adventurous side. Now that I know myself, now that I know a little bit more of who I am, of why am I here, let's take this trip and journey to understand my purpose now. And that is the quest of the Sagittarius energy. That's why the bow is pointing upstairs to the heavens, because it's already looking at these energetical fields that are more regarded to the heavens than to the earth. Another energy that you could compare to Sagittarius is that of Virgo. So Virgo, when you give Virgo something that they want to understand, they're going to take it, they're going to see it and say, okay, I want to understand how this thing functions. So it's going to take the thing and it's going to try to dismantle everything and see how everything works, and it's going to be constructed and deconstruct everything in order to understand every single process, but in the matter. Sagittarius is, how do I make this have a purpose in life for a greater good, for like something that has to do with all the community, all the human beings here on earth. So it's not just about the thing, it's how this thing is going to impact us and me in a broader way and in a purpose way. So for example, if Sagittarius finds the purpose of this, it's going to say, I have found the best thing that everybody can have, and you should follow me because this is the truth. This is why we are here on earth. So this energy is very powerful for moving energy, for moving ideologies, for moving people, for moving the masses. Sagittarius has this beautiful side to it that it's very lucky. We're going to see it because of Jupiter. But Sagittarius, it's a very adventurous, very lucky energy that is absolutely optimistic. This energy is portrayed and manifested by just thinking, I'm gonna do it and everything is going to be okay. I don't care if there are boundaries, I'm going to go and cross it. Sagittarius is not seeing if there's going to be consequences, if there's going to be bad things, or what if things don't go. Sagittarius just goes and does the adventure because of the sake of it, because it knows that there is a purpose and it has a lot of fate. Sagittarius is the energy of fate. Sagittarius knows that life is given for us to enjoy, for us to play, for us to develop ourselves with a higher purpose and go through this journey that we call life. So it's a very optimistic, very encouraging, and very self-confident energy. I believe that in a lot of times when we are starting a new phase in our lives or we are starting a new project, we need a lot of this energy inside of us, because if we don't manifest the energy of Sagittarius when we are starting new projects or starting a new life phase, we tend to get a lot of what ifs. What if this happens? Or what if this absolutely doesn't work? We start doubting ourselves a lot. This energy is so self-confident that even though there are doubts, they don't listen to it. It's just like just there are all these doubts, but Sagittarius doesn't care, because what I said is very important. It is this knowing that there is a higher force looking after us, that there is a purpose, there is a sense. And as you feel the calling to your purpose, to your path, and you follow it, everything is going to be okay. And Sagittarius is a fire energy. So this energy is absolutely action oriented. It is the last fire sign of the Zodiac Wheel. That means that it's the culmination of the fire energy. It has already gone through all of the other fire energies to come in this culmination of fire energy. It is the highest fire energy that you can have and encounter in the Zodiac Wheel. And it has all of the other zodiac signs that had fire and all of the other ones inside of it. But this master of fire energy is going to be felt in Sagittarius. That's why it's a goal-oriented, it's an action doer. It already has the master of what the fire energy means, of this goal-oriented. And because it's also going to be mutable, it's not like fixed or cardinal that are going to be a little bit more like, if I move myself here, I am not going to be happy, or if I move myself here, I'm not going to be happy. It's just going to go with the flow very easily and going to be accommodating itself in order for this purpose to be achieved. It is a systematic energy that is going to understand how to reach this purpose, how to go after the things that they want. And as I said, it's part of incarnating this adventurous side, this I want to understand how other people understand God, for example, or how other cultures live. Is this multi-dimensional part of life that we have here on earth. It's the fact that we have an immensity of cultures, of communities, of foods, of ways of expressing ourselves, of landscapes, of people, of children, everything is this immensity and abundance that we have here on life. And that is because one big part of this energy is ruled by Jupiter. So Jupiter is the ruler of Sagittarius. And in the modern and traditional astrology, Jupiter is a great benefic. so they call him. It's the planet of expansion. It's the planet of evolution. It's the planet of abundance and luck. So this is the perfect combination of an energy that is supporting this adventurous side, this go-getter energy, and purpose-oriented for the more philosophical journeys, the more profound wisdom. This is going to ask of us to go deep inside of our inner truths and express them to the communities, express them to the others. That it's a great influence by Jupiter, because Jupiter is this great force that is asking us to expand our knowledge, expand our ways of thinking. So it's an energy that is not going to stay fixed. It's not trying to control something to become dogmatic, for example. Although every single archetype and every single energy has its counterpart. So there is always a shadow and a light side to all of the energies and all of the archetypes. And this archetype in the shadow side can be dogmatic. If you are very dogmatic and you think that you have the pure truth and the ultimate truth, you are expressing the energy and the archetypal energy of Sagittarius in the shadow side. And that is going to get expanded by the influence that the planet Jupiter has. This is very important to understand, because every time that we encounter an energy in the zodiac wheel, there is always going to be a counterpart, and that we have to really understand it. This energy brought to a shadow side can be very detrimental in ways of thinking and very controlled in what it means to access a purpose or access this ultimate truth, for example, because this energy is so focused on this life purpose, on the fact that we are here on earth to have fun, explore ourselves, but to also follow a higher purpose, a higher way, and in connection to a spiritual path. So Jupiter, it's a big influence that is going to be shaping how this energy is going to be expressed. It is also very important to understand that Sagittarius is in between two very important zodiac signs, Scorpio, and the other one that we are going to see in 2 days is Capricorn. And Capricorn is ruled by Saturn and Scorpio by Pluto. And these are planets that are masters in what it means transformation and the understanding of how planet Earth works. Sagittarius, that is here in the middle of both of them, is going to tend to be not only just optimistic, but it's going to, whenever it feels himself getting pulled by one of these two energies that are more realistic, that are more reality oriented, this energy is going to try to exaggerate this optimism or this positivity. This energy of Sagittarius is very unlogical. It doesn't carry a lot of logic inside of it. For example, if I love this explanation I received about this energy, that if you are here listening to me talk about these energetical archetypes that are influencing your life at some point, and that there is a certain planet or something that represents a planet involving your life and giving you certain impulses, it's not very logical. I mean, if you try to bring it here to the matter, to the earth, it doesn't sound logical. Or if you have a very strong influence from a Virgo energy, it's going to ask you, okay, but how does it work in reality? How can I see it function in this 3D, 4D world? That's the thing about the energy of Sagittarius, is that it's not logical. It's not something that functions in a linear way. It already incorporates a lot of different levels of consciousness, because it is that we come from this union of energies that we've had in Scorpio, and here we are discovering and exploring what spirituality means, what spirit means, what these other worlds mean. And logic is not going to be always present, because the way Sagittarius learns and expresses information is intuitive. We found what intuition can do in Scorpio, and here we are putting it to work. We are expressing it through how we engage in the matter. This is something very important to understand, because a lot of the times this energy is going to bring also moments of disassociation, because it's going to bring all of these unlogical things, although it's very logical. I'm not saying that these things are not true or that you should be pondering and asking yourself. It's just that not a lot of the things that you're going to be expressing and feeling in this energy that this archetype is inviting you to discover are going to be filled with a logical explanation or a scientific information or process. It's not going to be empirical, because it's going to be from this deep I know that I am and therefore I know. It's going to go deeper than a logical process that can be proved empirically. So it's very important to keep that in mind when we are expressing and manifesting this beautiful energy, this adventurous energy, and very sensitive, very powerful, expansive energy that is the archetype of Sagittarius. And yes, you guys, so I'm going to leave the video here for today. I hope you guys liked this video. If you have any questions, you can leave them down in the comments and I will be answering all of them. I hope you were able to connect and learn a little bit more about what the Sagittarius energy means, get a little bit inspired to explore what the purpose of life is, and just get this playful, adventurous energy in your life. Sagittarius is a very playful, very youthful energy that wants to go in adventures and have a good time. And it's very sociable and likes a lot to be connected to other people. Thank you for having watched this video, and wherever you are, I am sending you a lot of light and a lot of love. Be safe, and we will see each other on next video. Bye!